In this episode, I'm going to eliminate your self-doubt forever.
Made my own lane, no handouts here, vision too strong. Can't cloud it with fear, drop my past like a bad old habit. Now it's for only full speed, no static.
Every overnight success has a backstory. I'm Lily and Victoria, once behind the scenes in Hollywood, now front and center building my own dream. This show is for leaders ready to take the wheel, drop the excuses, and go all in. I'm sharing the unfiltered journey, lessons that I've learned, pivots that I've made, what works, what's just the noise, and the truth behind the fantasy highlight reel. Because success isn't instant, but it is inevitable when you stay in the game. I'm not just here to motivate you, I'm here to get you moving. So let's get started. So here's the truth. Self-doubt doesn't come from your lack of ability. It comes from forgetting who you are. And I'm here to help you remember. Here's what self-doubt could sound like. Who are you? How can you do that? What if I'm not good enough? What if no one gives me a chance? What if I look stupid? If this sounds familiar, I want you to know that you're not alone. It goes through a lot of people's mind, including mine. But none of those are truth. It's noise and it's conditioning. To be honest with you, I'm actually going through it right now. You weren't born to doubt yourself. You learned it. And it could be through past criticism, comparison, or even silence for the people who should have believed in you. As I'm speaking about this, I literally just had flashbacks. But just like it's learned, it could also be unlearned. When I coach high achievers, I walk them through this 3-step formula. It's what I call the self-belief reset. So step 1, identify the imposter. Ask yourself, whose voice is that doubt coming from? Is it a past teacher? Is it a parent? Is it someone in your life or in an experience? Identify it and call it out, because you can't silence the voice that you're listening to blindly. To silence it, you got to identify it and you got to call it out. So for example, for me, the culprit is my 5th grade teacher in Taiwan. He said in front of a whole class of 50 students that my best career was to be a janitor. Back then in the Asia culture, whatever the teacher says, he's right. You don't challenge it, you don't talk back, because you literally get punished. So I believed it. And that's the imposter that I have identified. Step 2, you got to interrupt the pattern. Every time that voice comes in, and give it a name and respond to it. So I call my negative voice, that negative voice in my head, Bob. So my way of doing it is, Bob, you have stayed with me far too long and you did not serve me well. Now I got stuff to do, so I'm going to ask you to leave. This is neuroscience. By interrupting thought patterns is how you rewire your belief. Step 3, install truth. So take some time and remember 3 wins that you had in your lifetime. The time when you accomplished something that you didn't think you could, or the time you showed up for yourself, you succeeded, and you figured it out. You figured out the task you never thought you could do before. For me, is when I initially went into the film business. I had no nepotism. I just had a goal. I wanted to use the film business to find my father, and that's a whole other story. I didn't know how, but I got into it and I achieved what I set up to do. And I even got myself working in China, a place that I've never been, but I was there at the right time in the right place. And I worked on some pretty cool projects with some pretty cool celebrities. When you remember those moments, then say to yourself, that's who I am, a person who gets it done. Despite the hardship and the challenges, your wins are the proof that you've already earned it. So stay true to that. I've worked with a woman. She's brilliant, talented, and capable. But every time when she spoke up in meetings, she second-guessed herself for days. So we traced it back and we realized that her self-doubt wasn't about her skills. It was deep-rooted in her childhood, being told that she was too much. We ran the framework. She identified the old voice was from her mother. She was able to interrupt it with the new truth and started speaking from her wins. 3 months later, she led a national team and got promoted. Not because of her self-doubt disappeared overnight, but because she took the power away. Self-doubt isn't who you are. It's just a habit that you do not need anymore. If you got value from today's episode, your support will mean the world to me if you share it with a friend who needs to hear this. My mission is to grow with you from 0 to 100. So we can all create our own version of an overnight success. So make sure to subscribe, leave a review. In the next episode, I'm going to convince you why you should never give up on your dreams, and I will see you there.